Emilio Pasmino, and this is the blue-footed booby. Here we are in Isla, Plata at 137 meters above sea level. Look at this beautiful view right here. If you're lucky, you might see a whale spouting in the distance. You see all these frigatebirds flying around. But our main objective today is going to be to look for nesting birds on the ground. Like for example, right here we have a blue-footed booby. Look at that. But we're going to try to see if we can find more nests with chicks in them. You might notice that the terrain and the vegetation looks very similar to the Galapagos Islands. However, there's a very big difference. The Galapagos Islands are volcanic, while these islands are not. They do harbor similar species of birds, and that is why it's become known as the poor man's Galapagos. This island is about 5 kilometers long and 2 kilometers wide, and we're right now at about the center. We're at high elevation. Here is where the birds will nest. Now this right here is the blue-footed booby, and he has 2 chicks right there. The blue-footed booby is named so because of its iconic bright blue feet. These feet serve an important part of their courtship ritual, as the brighter feet are a sign of greater health, and birds with the bluest feet tend to be the best parents. Both males and females are very picky when it comes to choosing their mate, which makes sense because they want to give their offspring the greatest chance of survival possible. The second part of its name comes from the Spanish word bobo, which means foolish, as they can be quite clumsy when walking on land. You may have noticed that one chick is bigger than the other. That is because they lay their eggs at different times. Usually the first egg and the second egg, there's going to be about a 5-day difference. And there's that same difference when they hatch. So one chick, the dominant chick, is going to be bigger and grow faster than the other. During periods of food shortages, such as years with El Nino events, the dominant chick will kick out or even kill its weaker sibling to ensure all the food goes to him. Surprisingly, the parents watch this scene play out without interfering, because although it may seem incredibly cruel, they understand that it's better for one chick to die than to have both starve. Due to the lack of predators on this island, they don't really build nests, they kind of just lay on the ground. However, you can see on this one that there's kind of a circumference of guano that surrounds the area where they're nesting, like a little cavity is going to form on the ground. This guano acts as a natural repellent against insects and reptilian predators. You can see that the sun is very strong over here and there's almost no shade. So what the parent is going to do is she's going to rotate with the babies to protect them from the sun's harmful rays. That's how that circle and that cavity over there is formed, by the rotation of the parent. As you may have noticed, the chicks do not have blue feet like the parents. This is because they get their blue feet from pigments in the food they eat, mainly sardines, the same way that flamingos get their pink color from brine shrimp. To hunt sardines, they perform these incredible dives in which they shape their bodies to be as streamlined as possible and plunge straight into the water as fast as they can. They have special air sacs in their skulls to protect them from the rapidly increasing pressure when they dive down deep. Unlike many birds, these guys do not incubate using their bodies. They use their feet to heat the eggs. They have special membranes there. That is why they cannot have many eggs. They can only have a maximum of 3, but they usually have 2. This one. There are actually ways you can tell the difference between a male and a female blue-footed booby. So here we have a breeding pair. I'm going to show you guys what the differences are. So first, you see the size. The female is going to be a bit bigger than the male. You have the female on the left and the male on the right. But the most obvious difference is going to be the eyes. The male is going to have a very small pupil in the center, and the female is going to have a larger pupil. And you can noticeably see the difference in the eyes of the birds. Another way you can tell the difference is by the sound they make. The males are going to make a more kind of like low whistling sound. And the females are going to make like more of a cawing voice. Another key part of their mating ritual is the dance they do, which involves a series of complex and sometimes synchronized movements that the couple perform. However, boobies aren't the only birds we're going to be looking for on this island. Here we have the magnificent frigatebird, and over there you can see 2 males. Right now we're in the breeding season, so they're going to do their impressive display where they take in air in this kind of like bag that they have on their chest, and they're going to inflate it. So you see the bright red on it. You can see that there's about, okay, so there's 2 males, that have the inflated, and in the back there's others 2 that are not inflated, so you can see how it dangles from its chest. You might also notice that the bag is not purely red. It has some black dots on the side. Those are the feathers, so that when it contracts, it covers the side of the little air sac. The plumage is going to say a lot about the size and gender of the frigatebird. So here we have a nest where we can see the female. Unlike the male, the female is going to have a white chest, and she's not going to be purely black. And she also does not have that red air sac. And right next to her is a little chick. The chick is going to be purely white with downy feathers. But they're going to lose that as they get older. The females have red feet, and the males have black feet. That right there is an immature frigatebird. You can tell because it still has the white on its head. It hasn't fully gained its adult feathers. Frigatebirds are known as the pirates of the air because occasionally they steal fish caught by other seabirds, including boobies. However, this is thought to represent only a small part of their diet, and they catch far more of their own food than they steal. Frigatebirds have a signature style of flying that involves using their long wings to stay aloft in wind currents without using any energy. And this allows them to remain in continuous flight for up to 2 months without ever touching land or water. They are also one of the few seabirds that will drink fresh water when available, which they do by swooping down while flying and taking a gulp, a strategy that is also used by bats. Unlike the blue-footed booby, these guys are going to nest in trees instead of the ground. Because of this, they do not have to worry about any type of predator, and as such, they live very long lives. Up to 25 or maybe 30 years. Even though the boobies and frigatebirds were the stars of today's episode, we did get to see a few other birds that are worth mentioning, such as this long-tailed mockingbird who kept jumping around. Also present were the brown pelicans, and although there weren't as many as I've seen in Galapagos, we had the special treat of spotting a second species, the Peruvian pelican. Well guys, this was an incredible day. We got to go up close and personal with some rare breeding birds, like this blue-footed booby with its chick. But now we're going to continue to the last part of our journey on Isla de Plata, snorkeling in the ocean. So tune in next week to see that adventure. But for now, bueno muchachos, till next time. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to leave a like and comment down below. And if you haven't already, subscribe so you don't miss out on any new adventures by clicking the channel icon right above. Or click here to watch another video. And as always, thanks for watching.